Over here on shadow oaks, looking at this very, very large live oak, and there is a beehive, a huge hollow. It looks like a limb ripped out a long time ago, and this tree is definitely hollow. And what's interesting is that at one point of time someone used some sort of polyurethane foam to fill this, but the bees have taken it out, and at one point they put a screen in there. There's a screen, and there's a very active hive in here, and they're working their way through. So what's really frightening about this situation is the hive is open on the other side of the tree as well, which to me says that there's an extensive hollow through this tree, or there's two separate hives. There are quite a few decay pockets, including a very serious decay pocket right there on a large limb. The upper canopy doesn't look too bad, but it's the lower portions of the tree that I'm concerned with. The tree seems to be healthy enough in terms of foliage and vigor, but structurally I think we've got a potential ticking time bomb here. And if you go up about 6 feet above the bee, the screened off bee area, you can see another cavity where they're exiting up above. So this hollow for this hive is fairly extensive. This very large live oak over on Shadow Oaks has had extensive weight taken off of the site, or the side where the home is, so it's not likely going to fall in this direction. And the other side that is a passageway for children and bicycles and such, I believe that if you took enough weight off of these limbs to significantly reduce the leverage on all these potentially hazardous limbs, that it is a good possibility that you could keep this tree and have it be reasonably safe. Now, I understand that there are a lot of people concerned with this tree, and there is enough evidence to say that the tree is likely hollow. The bees are enough to say that there's a problem. There is a large ganodermic conch on the base of it, which is not a good sign. So the negatives are there, but the positives are there as well. There's enough healthy foliage that says that this tree is probably going to carry on until it structurally self-destructs. So if you can eliminate the leverage on all the heavy, long limbs, then you can reduce the hazard on this tree significantly enough to allow it to stay. Okay, the big oak. The question of hazard is very real. We have to look at the tree, and there are enough decay pockets in this tree to be concerned. It is very possible that the tree could split apart. It could lose a very large section because it's attached to a weakness. So the next question is, can you make this tree safer by getting enough of the leverage and enough of the weight off of the long, hazardous limbs to make the tree reasonably safe? And I believe you can. I believe that even though the tree is hollow, and even though there are some problems with it, that you have to take into consideration that the tree is currently supporting an awful lot of weight. If you reduce that weight, then you have made the tree considerably safer. Absolute safe, that's a rare term. I mean, you can't really say that about just about any tree. But in this case, there's enough healthy foliage and enough active tissue that I believe that you could get away with it. I totally understand why the tree is condemned, and but I also understand the concern of trying to save the tree. So if you meet somewhere in the middle, I think everyone would be okay with this.